Watch
Good
until
evening,
the
you
end.
guys. So God placed it on my heart to share this story that I once heard this pastor tell. It's about a well-to-do father and his son who would spend Christmas together every single year. And then one day his son went off into the military. Well, he got a call one day saying that his son had lost his life on the battlefield, saving the life of another soldier. Well, you can imagine that this was very heartbreaking and painful news for this father. And so the next Christmas, he had got a knock on his door, and it happened to be the soldier of who the son had saved that day on the battlefield. And he came to spend Christmas with his father, and he had bought him a gift, and the gift was a portrait that he had made of his son. Now, this wasn't a professional painting by far, but it meant so much to the father that he went to his wall of expensive paintings and moved some out the way just to place a portrait of his son. As time went on, the father eventually passed away, and his estate came up for auction. And people very well-to-do drove near and far just to come to the auction to get these expensive portraits that the father had. And so the auctioneer started with the portrait of the son. Now, everyone there was very just disturbed and upset because they didn't understand why would you start with this portrait? It's not worth anything. And the auctioneer insisted we must start with this portrait first. So the auctioneer started off at $100 and the room was silent. No one said anything. Then he said $50. Do I have $50? No one again said anything. And then finally the servant that worked for the father and son for years said, I'll take it. All I have is $10. I knew the son and he meant a lot to me. And so the auctioneer said, okay, $10 going once, going twice, sold. And then he took his gravel and hit it and said, this auction is now over. Well, you can imagine the room went into an uproar. What is going on? Why is this over? We traveled. We left our families just to be here. And the auctioneer explained that according to the father's will, that he must start with the portrait of the son. And the one who takes the portrait of the son takes everything else. The pastor explained that this portrait is a representation of Jesus Christ.
Come on.
And how much he was worth to the Father. So much so, in order for us to even gain access to the kingdom and salvation, that we must go through the Son first
Oh, that's a word.
to take everything else. God bless.